We over-contented our vehicles, made the batteries too big, didn't experiment with battery chemistry, didn't experiment with advanced engineering or manufacturing,
Right.
and the Chinese were, by the way. And so we found ourselves like upside down by $20,000 or $30,000.
Ford just shuts down a $174 billion industry, leaving thousands jobless and redefining the way cars are sold in America. Imagine every Ford dealership across the country shutting its doors. No more showrooms, no more test drives, and no more face-to-face negotiations. It's bold, it's risky, and it's already raising eyebrows across the industry. But why would Ford cut ties with its dealership network, a system that built its empire? What happens to the tens of thousands of employees who depend on these dealerships for their livelihoods? And what does this mean for you? Will buying and servicing a car ever be the same again? What's happening? For over a century, Ford dealerships have been more than just places to buy cars. They've been community hubs, local landmarks, and the face of the brand for millions of Americans. With this decision, Ford is not just closing showrooms, it's upending the entire way cars are bought and sold in the United States. The move will see dealerships shuttered nationwide, leaving tens of thousands of employees jobless and countless communities grappling with economic fallout. But Ford's plan isn't just about shutting doors, it's about embracing a direct-to-consumer sales model that prioritizes digital experiences over personal connections. The strategy promises no haggling, no markups, and fixed pricing with home delivery. It's sleek, efficient, and in line with how today's consumers shop, but it comes at a steep cost for both the industry and the people it serves. The forces driving change. So why now? Why would Ford make such a drastic move at this moment? The answer lies in a perfect storm of shifting consumer habits, financial pressures, and the rise of electric vehicles. Over the past decade, the way people shop has transformed, with consumers favoring the simplicity of online purchases over the hassle of in-person negotiations. The COVID-19 pandemic only accelerated this trend, pushing car buyers toward digital platforms for everything from research to final purchases. Add to this the growing influence of Tesla, whose direct-to-consumer model has redefined the auto industry, and it's clear that Ford is feeling the pressure to modernize. But there's more to this decision than just keeping up with trends. Financially, Ford is struggling. Its transition to electric vehicles has been anything but smooth, with the company losing a staggering $36,000 on every EV sold. Operating losses in its EV division reached over $1 billion in just one quarter, putting immense strain on the company's bottom line. Quality control issues, mounting warranty reserves, and rising production costs only add to the challenges. By moving to a digital-first model, Ford hopes to streamline operations, cut costs, and secure its place in an increasingly competitive industry. The hidden costs. While Ford touts the benefits of its bold strategy, the hidden costs are impossible to ignore. The closure of dealerships will leave tens of thousands of employees scrambling for new jobs, from salespeople to service technicians. In smaller towns, where dealerships often serve as economic lifelines, these closures could devastate local economies, increasing unemployment and reducing much-needed tax revenues. For customers, the shift away from dealerships raises serious concerns. Buying a car is a significant investment, and for many, the process involves building trust with knowledgeable staff, exploring options through test drives, and relying on local service centers for maintenance. Ford's digital model eliminates much of this personal touch, leaving some buyers uneasy about making such a major purchase online. Servicing is another looming question. Without dealerships, how will Ford customers manage repairs, recalls, and maintenance? While Ford claims that digital tools and remote services will fill the gap, the reality remains unclear. Additionally, this move risks alienating the very dealerships that have been Ford's greatest advocates for decades. If customers and dealers alike feel abandoned, Ford could face a backlash that undermines its ambitious goals. Dealership dilemma. Ford's announcement has left its dealership network divided, with reactions ranging from fear to cautious optimism. For many dealers, this decision feels like a betrayal. After decades of serving as the company's backbone, they're being sidelined in favor of a digital-first approach that offers them little clarity about their future. Some are resistant to the changes, clinging to traditional models and hoping that the push toward online sales will eventually lose momentum. Others, however, are trying to adapt, seeing this as an opportunity to pivot their role. These forward-thinking dealerships envision themselves as service hubs rather than sales centers, focusing on repairs and maintenance rather than inventory. But even the most optimistic dealers are calling for more support from Ford, including better training programs, financial incentives, and clearer communication about how they fit into the company's long-term plans. This division among dealerships highlights a deeper challenge for Ford, convincing its partners and customers to embrace a future that feels uncertain and unfamiliar. While some are ready to evolve, others are digging in their heels, making the road ahead anything but smooth. Ford's new strategy. The shift that Ford is making to an entirely direct-to-consumer sales model is more than just a change in how cars are bought. It represents a significant shift in the relationship between the consumer and the brand. For many years, buying a Ford has meant going down to the local dealership, building a rapport with a sales representative, test driving different models, and haggling over the final price. It is a process that, while often stressful, also creates a personal connection. Consumers know that they can return to that dealership for support, whether it is for maintenance, repairs, or just questions about their vehicle. The closure of dealerships and the move to online sales changes this dynamic entirely. Under the new model, the entire car buying process will be done online, from browsing vehicles to customizing options to making the final purchase. Ford promises a transparent, no-haggle pricing model, which many buyers will appreciate for its simplicity. The elimination of hidden fees and the end-of-price markups are welcome changes that align well with consumer demand for straightforward, honest pricing. Additionally, by moving online, Ford is able to provide an unprecedented level of customization. Consumers can now pick and choose everything from the color of their car to the exact set of features they want, and even schedule a test drive, all from the comfort of their home. This kind of convenience is exactly what today's buyers, especially younger generations, are looking for. However, there are downsides to this new model that may alienate a significant segment of Ford's traditional customer base. One of the biggest changes is the lack of physical interaction with the product before purchase. For many buyers, especially those spending tens of thousands of dollars on a new vehicle, being able to sit in the car, feel the materials, and take it for a test drive is a crucial part of the decision-making process. Survival of the fittest. The closure of Ford's dealership network is more than just a business decision. It is a monumental shakeup that will determine which dealerships can adapt and survive in a changing landscape and which will fade into history. Dealerships have been the backbone of Ford's business model for over a century, playing a crucial role in both sales and customer service. Now they are faced with a choice: evolve to meet the demands of the new automotive world, or risk closing their doors forever. For many dealerships, this is a daunting challenge. The traditional model has been built around face-to-face sales, local relationships, and in-person services. The shift towards electric vehicles and direct-to-consumer sales is a radical departure from this model, and it requires significant changes not just in how cars are sold, but in how the entire dealership operates. To survive, dealerships must find new ways to add value to Ford's evolving business model. One path forward is for dealerships to pivot towards becoming specialized service centers for Ford's vehicles. As the company moves towards a direct-to-consumer model, the need for reliable and accessible servicing remains critical. While buying a car may become an entirely digital experience, maintaining and repairing that car still requires hands-on expertise. Dealerships that can adapt to focus on servicing electric vehicles, providing high-quality maintenance, and supporting customers after the sale are positioning themselves as valuable partners in Ford's new ecosystem. Moreover, the financial viability of dealerships during this transition is a significant concern. Many are being asked to invest heavily in infrastructure for electric vehicle servicing, such as installing charging stations and retraining technicians. These investments come at a time when profit margins are already tight and the future of electric vehicle adoption remains uncertain. The fear for many dealerships is that they will pour money into adapting, only to find that the demand for electric vehicles does not materialize quickly enough to make it worthwhile. It is a gamble, and one that some dealerships are hesitant to take. For those that do choose to invest, there is hope that they can secure a long-term role as Ford's servicing arm. But for others, the prospect of such a radical shift is simply too risky. Economic fallout. The impact of Ford's decision to close its dealership network extends far beyond the company and its dealerships. It ripples out into the communities that have depended on these businesses for decades. For many smaller towns and rural areas, a local Ford dealership is more than just a place to buy a car. It is a cornerstone of the local economy, providing jobs, supporting local businesses, and contributing to the community through sponsorships, events, and charitable activities. The closure of these dealerships is not just a loss for Ford, it is a significant blow to these local economies, one that will be felt by employees, customers, and entire communities. The job losses alone are staggering. Thousands of salespeople, service technicians, finance managers, and administrative staff will find themselves out of work as Ford shifts to a digital-first sales model. These are individuals who have built careers around the Ford brand, many of them working at the same dealership for years, if not decades. The sudden loss of employment is not just a financial hardship, it is a personal blow to those who have dedicated their lives to the company. For many, the skills they have developed are tied specifically to the dealership environment, making it difficult to find new employment in an already challenging job market. Beyond the direct job losses, there are the ripple effects that will be felt throughout the local economies where these dealerships operate. Dealerships do not exist in isolation. They are part of a network of local suppliers, service providers, and businesses that depend on their operations. Part suppliers, for example, will see a sharp decline in orders as dealerships close their service departments. Local advertising agencies, cleaning companies, and other service providers that have contracts with these dealerships will lose a key source of business. The loss of these dealerships also means a reduction in local tax revenue, which can have a profound impact on the funding of public services, from schools to infrastructure projects. For smaller towns, the closure of a dealership can be the difference between economic growth and decline. Ford's new relationship with dealerships. Even as Ford moves towards a direct-to-consumer model, it is not entirely abandoning its dealership network. Instead, the company is attempting to redefine the role that dealerships play, transforming them from sales centers into service hubs that focus on providing value after the point of sale. This new relationship between Ford and its dealerships is still being shaped, but it offers a glimpse into what the future of automotive sales and service could look like. Ford is betting that consumers will prefer to buy their vehicles online, but they will still need somewhere to go when it comes time to maintain those vehicles or deal with an unexpected repair. By positioning dealerships as dedicated service centers, Ford hopes to maintain a physical presence that provides customers with confidence in the brand's support network. For consumers, this means that while they may no longer be visiting a dealership to buy a car, they will still have access to a local facility where they can get the help they need to keep their vehicle running smoothly. Dealerships that can adapt to this new role will find themselves in a unique position to provide personalized, high-quality service that meets the needs of Ford's evolving customer base. The emphasis will shift from making the sale to building long-term relationships through exceptional service. This could ultimately strengthen the bond between Ford and its customers, provided that the transition is managed effectively and that dealerships receive the support they need to succeed in their new roles. However, this shift also means a significant change in the way dealerships operate. Selling cars has always been a major source of revenue for dealerships, and with that income stream gone, they will need to find new ways to stay profitable. The focus will be on servicing, warranty work, and potentially offering specialized expertise in electric vehicles, areas that require investment in training and infrastructure. Ford is working to provide dealerships with the tools and support they need to make this transition, but the success of this new relationship will ultimately depend on the willingness of dealerships to embrace their new role and invest in the future. Lessons from other sectors. Ford's decision to move to a direct-to-consumer model and transform its dealership network is not occurring in a vacuum. It is part of a broader trend that we have seen across various industries, where companies are increasingly cutting out intermediaries and building direct relationships with their customers. The most obvious comparison is to Tesla, which from its inception adopted a direct sales model, avoiding the dealership structure altogether. Tesla's approach has been highly successful, and it has allowed the company to maintain consistent pricing, control the customer experience, and gather invaluable data on consumer behavior. Ford is clearly hoping to replicate some of this success, but it faces unique challenges due to its established infrastructure and diverse customer base. The automotive industry is not the only sector to experience this kind of transformation. We have seen similar shifts in retail, with companies like Apple opening their own branded stores and building direct relationships with consumers rather than relying on third-party retailers. The rise of e-commerce giants like Amazon has also demonstrated the power of cutting out intermediaries and dealing directly with customers. These companies have set the standard for convenience, transparency, and customer service, and consumers have come to expect the same level of experience when making any kind of purchase, including cars. Ford's new model is an attempt to meet these expectations, providing a seamless online experience that mirrors what consumers are used to in other areas of their lives. However, there are also cautionary tales that Ford must consider. The transition from a traditional model to a direct-to-consumer approach is not without its risks, and there have been examples of companies that struggled to adapt. In the retail sector, brands like Toys R Us and Blockbuster failed to adjust to changing consumer preferences and new business models, ultimately leading to their demise. These examples serve as a reminder that while innovation is necessary, it must be done with a clear understanding of consumer needs and market dynamics. Ford must ensure that its new model not only meets the expectations of today's buyers, but also addresses the unique challenges of the automotive market, such as the need for servicing, customer support, and the complexities of a major purchase like a vehicle. Ford's vision for the future. Ford's ambitious plan to go all in on a direct-to-consumer model is not just about shutting down dealerships. It is about reimagining what it means to be an automaker in the 21st century. At its core, Ford's vision is to become a brand that is synonymous with innovation, customer-centric experiences, and environmental responsibility. This means embracing the digital world, focusing on electric vehicles, and creating a seamless buying process that appeals to the expectations of modern consumers. By eliminating the traditional dealership experience, Ford is betting on a future where convenience, transparency, and technology drive every part of the customer journey. Imagine being able to explore the entire lineup of Ford vehicles, customize your dream car, and complete the entire purchase process, all from your couch. This is the future Ford envisions. It is not just about selling cars, it is about creating an experience that makes buying a car as easy as ordering a new phone. The investment Ford is making in its digital platforms is designed to achieve exactly that. The company is pouring resources into creating an online environment that is engaging, easy to navigate, and full of the information buyers need to make informed decisions. Virtual showrooms will allow customers to see cars in detail, compare models, and even see how a new vehicle might look sitting in their own driveway, all through the use of augmented reality. Ford's vision also involves leveraging the power of data to build stronger relationships with customers. By moving the buying process online, Ford gains access to a wealth of data on consumer preferences, buying habits, and vehicle configurations. This data can then be used to provide a more personalized experience, from recommending specific models to offering customizable features that align with a buyer's unique needs. Ford wants to be more than just a car manufacturer. It wants to be a brand that knows its customers and delivers exactly what they are looking for. In many ways, this vision is about closing the gap between the company and the consumer, removing intermediaries, and building a direct connection that allows Ford to better understand and respond to customer demands. Challenges ahead. While Ford's vision for a direct-to-consumer future is ambitious, the company faces numerous challenges as it tries to make this vision a reality. One of the most significant hurdles is overcoming consumer resistance to such a radical change. Buying a car is not like buying a pair of shoes. It is a major financial commitment, and for many, the process involves a great deal of trust and reassurance. Consumers want to see the vehicle in person, touch it, test drive it, and ask questions face-to-face. The traditional dealership model has always provided these opportunities, creating an environment where buyers can feel confident in their decision. Moving this experience entirely online strips away many of these elements, leaving consumers to rely on virtual experiences and digital information. Ford is attempting to address these concerns by offering features like virtual test drives, detailed online specifications, and augmented reality tools that allow buyers to see how a vehicle might fit into their lifestyle. But there is still a question of whether this will be enough to satisfy consumers who are used to the hands-on experience that dealerships offer. For many buyers, especially older generations, there is a level of comfort that comes with dealing with a real person, someone who can answer their questions, alleviate their concerns, and guide them through the process. By moving to a fully digital model, Ford risks alienating these customers, who may be reluctant to make such a significant purchase without that personal connection. Another major challenge for Ford is the issue of servicing and maintenance. One of the key roles that dealerships have played is providing local, accessible support for customers after they purchase a vehicle. Dealerships have acted as the go-to place for routine maintenance, repairs, recalls, and other issues that arise over the life of a vehicle. By closing dealerships, Ford needs to ensure that there is a reliable and convenient alternative in place for these services. Without a local dealership, where do customers go when their car needs a repair? Ford has mentioned plans to use authorized service centers and provide remote diagnostics, but the details of how this will work on a large scale remain unclear. What this means for car buyers. For consumers, Ford's new approach represents both exciting opportunities and significant changes in how they buy and interact with their vehicles. On the one hand, the direct-to-consumer model promises a level of convenience and transparency that has long been lacking in the traditional car buying process. Gone are the days of haggling with a salesperson over the price or being surprised by hidden fees at the last minute. Instead, buyers will be able to see exactly what they are paying for, with a fixed price that is the same whether they are buying in New York City or rural Kansas. This kind of pricing transparency is a welcome change, especially for younger generations who value straightforward, no-nonsense transactions. The online platform also offers a level of customization that is difficult to achieve in a traditional dealership setting. Buyers can take their time configuring their vehicle, choosing everything from the exterior color to the interior features and optional packages. They can see how different configurations affect the final price and make adjustments until they find the perfect balance of features and affordability. This kind of flexibility puts the buyer in control, allowing them to create a vehicle that truly meets their needs. Ford is betting that this empowerment, combined with the convenience of shopping from home, will be enough to win over a significant portion of the market. However, there are also concerns about what will be lost in this new model. For many car buyers, the traditional dealership experience is about more than just buying a car. It is about building trust with a brand and its representatives. The ability to ask questions in real time, to touch and feel the vehicle, and to take it for a test drive are all important parts of the process. While Ford is offering virtual alternatives, it is not clear that these will provide the same level of comfort and confidence that many buyers are looking for. There is also the issue of servicing, which remains a major question mark for many consumers. Ford's gamble on reinvention. Ford's decision to close its dealership network and move to a direct-to-consumer model is a bold gamble that could redefine the company's place in the automotive industry. This move is about more than just selling cars. It is about changing the entire relationship between the brand and its customers. Ford is betting that by cutting out the middleman, it can create a more streamlined, transparent, and customer-friendly buying experience that meets the demands of today's market. It is a strategy that aligns well with the broader trends in retail, where consumers are increasingly looking for direct relationships with brands and seamless online experiences. But it is also a strategy that comes with significant risks, and the stakes could not be higher. The shift to electric vehicles is central to Ford's reinvention, and it is a crucial part of the company's vision for the future. Electric vehicles represent the future of the automotive industry, and Ford is determined to be a leader in this space. However, the financial pressures associated with electric vehicle production are enormous, and the market is still in the early stages of development. The company's ability to successfully transition to electric vehicles while maintaining profitability will be a key factor in whether this gamble pays off. Ford's move to a direct-to-consumer model is designed to support this transition, allowing the company to control the sales process, gather data on consumer preferences, and create a more efficient sales channel. But the question remains, can Ford execute this vision without alienating its existing customer base or losing the trust that it has built over generations?